Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris and you know what? This is a Spider-Man review. I think that's a lot better. Spider-Man Far From Home is the second entry in the Spider-Man MCU franchise. We follow Peter post-Avengers Endgame dealing with the ramifications of how that movie ended, but in true Spider-Man fashion, having to deal with his personal problems of a love life, balancing a secret identity, and Nick Fury coming to tell him he needs to man up and save the world one more time. That's all pretty much say without giving any spoilers to you guys. This is a spoiler-free review. Now, right off the bat, I'm gonna go ahead and admit I'm one of those hardcore Spider-Man fans, as you can obviously tell, who did not completely love Spider-Man Homecoming. Because of my absolute passion and love for Spider-Man, I nitpick the hell out of every single Spider-Man movie that comes out. And it is a burden because I understand Spider-Man Homecoming is a good Spider-Man movie, but it's not amazing and spectacular to the level of where I hold a Spider-Man film should be. So with that said, knowing that I'm that kind of Spider-Man stan, this Spider-Man movie, holy freaking Spider-Man Far From Home takes everything I disliked about what they did with Spider-Man and Spider-Man Homecoming and completely fixed it. It is almost like this movie knew exactly every little detail I hated that they included with Spider-Man. Comments like, oh, he's Spider-Man Jr., he's too teched out for that suit, stop trying to make him another version of Iron Man, this character has no responsibility, I love Tom Holland as Peter Parker, but something is just missing out of this character. And with Spider-Man Far From Home, it takes all that, addresses it in the movie, and fixes it. Continuing the story post-Avengers Endgame and how a certain loss of a character in that movie affects Peter in this film. The layers they start to dive into with Spider-Man and how he thinks of why he just wants to go on vacation and start interacting and having a life, finding someone to fall in love with, balancing schoolwork, but still being forced to have that responsibility that we know he's destined to always go and follow. When you talk about the supporting cast members, of course, you like Ned from the last movie. MJ, played by Zendaya in this movie, definitely gets a much bigger role, which I appreciate. The chemistry she has with Tom Holland in this movie, while I will say it's not up to the level of Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, their chemistry is still so adorable, and you want to see these two on screen talking to each other because it just warms the inside of your heart. Also, the fact that you have to applaud Sony's horrible marketing from hiding such amazing goodies in this movie. If you want some surprises, this movie's got them for you. The Elementals, while I thought were just gonna be generic, boring characters, have a real suitable purpose in this film. Mysterio, for all you true Spider-Man fans, the way you know him to be, God, I wish I can experience it all for the first time. Every scene with Mysterio doing his thing. The visual effects also in this movie, completely breathtaking, beautiful, and it was so crucial in this movie for the special effects to work, for the type of story they're going for, and the fact that it came off so nicely put and it didn't feel like a video game or a just CGI mess on screen, that it actually felt like you were in this immersed world that they were creating. Hands off to the special effects team on this film because they put in a pretty penny for everything they did. I am oozing love and passion for this movie. I don't care how much I'm fanboying, man. They really made this movie for the Spider-Man fans. Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, what a great performance this guy gives. We all know Jake Gyllenhaal is capable of amazing things, but what he does with the Mysterio character, man, I want to see this guy more and more. You can obviously tell I love this film, but just to hype it up even more, and even me hyping it up for you, it's not gonna ruin it. Go in with high level expectations. This movie will still surpass them. Trust me on that. Because there is a strong argument to be made that this could possibly be the best Spider-Man movie ever made. That's right, compare it to Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. I hold it up to that high of a standard. This movie just completely shot up. The things they're hinting at in the future where this could possibly go, ballsy, risky moves that the film decides to take that completely warrants everything. Anytime I had a flaw come up in this movie where I was like, I don't know if I like that. That kind of rubs me the wrong way. The movie will actually address it and fix it. That is so weird that they purposely have some flaws in this movie that are there only to serve the story and then be fixed and resolved by the end. I have a hard time finding any nitpicks for this movie. If anything I had to say negative is one thing, but really it's again my Spider-Man passion side nitpicking from the Spider-Man Homecoming to everything in between with the Avengers Infinity War, Endgame, and now to Far From Home. we never got a clear indication that Peter had any interest in the Michelle character, MJ's and Daya's character. But in the movie, it just kind of jumps in. There's no explanation. Peter's just like, okay, I have a crush on MJ. Here's what I want to do to win her over. Other than her, of course, being an attractive woman in the same space around him, we're never given a real reason why Peter is just so attracted to her, because we never got the sense of that in Spider-Man Homecoming, and obviously we didn't get the sense of that in Infinity War or in Endgame. So it was kind of funny that the movie just go ahead and jumps you in of, oh, Peter has a crush on this girl for no reason. We're not going to explain it. It's just that way, so kind of accept it. And yeah, you kind of have to, because it's almost literally the first thing that pops up in this movie. Alright, so for Spider-Man Far From Home, I'm going to give action 4.5 stars. The action scenes in here, guys, you are not prepared. Bring a diaper, because you will be pissing and shitting yourself for the things they decide to do in this movie that they completely hid from the marketing. Comedy in the movie, I'm going to give it 3 stars. It's a Marvel movie. You know they know how to inject comedy into certain moments. The levity, there is lightness to it, but there are for sure dark moments in here that I appreciate. Drama in the film, I'm going to have to give it 4 stars. The story they did here, the layers they added to Peter Parker, really giving us closure for how he felt at the end of Avengers Endgame, plus the other things that happen in here that just grow the Spider-Man character to be an amazing hero for this MCU, man. I really love the story they came up with here. Horror in the film, I'm gonna give it 0.5 star, and I can't say why. It's just a nice little surprise, but I think you'll know it when you see it. And suspense in the film, I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars, because there is some well-built suspense. Even as some of us diehard Spider-Man fans and can kind of guess what will go down in this movie, they still have a lot of surprises that keep you guessing. Is this gonna happen? Casual fans, I'm gonna give it an A+. Cinephiles, I'm gonna give it an A+. And critically, I'm going to give it an A+. Spider-Man Far From Home deserves the 3C guarantee. But that really is just my opinion on Spider-Man Far From Home. I am on such a high right now from watching this movie. I cannot wait to go see it again opening day. I have my tickets. I'm bringing as many people as I can, because they need to enjoy this thing. And also be sure, guys, there are 2 post-credit scenes. You know, one that happens almost right away when the movie ends, and the one at the very end. And I'll say both of them are definitely worth it, so stick around. And last thing I'll say, since you guys had a lot of fun with my Child's Play livestream spoiler talk, I think I'm gonna do that again for Spider-Man Far From Home, because there's a lot I want to discuss about this movie, and I would love to have your guys' input, so I'll probably have that happen once the movie's released and a few of you guys have gotten to seeing it. Just let me know if you would be interested in that. But also be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.